record to this. So if you really like what you hear on this particular episode, I've uploaded the last one. Last week's rocked. It was so awesome, Rhonda. Everybody's, stories, and it was a great Zoom. So it's on YouTube on my channel, Mechanic to Millionaire. So the most recent one was posted. So I just want to say, celebrating life, celebrating as you're hitting the bases, like you've seen somebody hit a home run in the major leagues or even in the little leagues, right? They're celebrating all the way around. All week long, we should be celebrating, and life can be lived like that. And I believe that one of the biggest factors is what are we putting into our bodies to enable us to feel that way? Because you could be cleaning toilets and still feeling like singing and whistling and feeling good, right? It's all about brain chemistry. And one of your good friends, Dr. John Gray, who's all about that, introduced you to Isagenix, Rhonda, for that, for that purpose. He saw what it did for people's brain health.
Yep.
Let's get into it. Let me mute this out. Sorry, I forgot to mute everybody out. And let's jump into the presentation. We're going for another record. Here we go. Stopwatch, go. Rhonda, you'll have to unmute yourself again. And let's just throw up our disclaimer real quick because we are all natural. No synthetics, not even synthetic vitamins, you guys, which used to have to be used. We're going to talk about that. No more synthetics. We're talking whole food all the way around. But we can't make any claims of curing any illnesses or diseases. But what we can claim is anytime you improve your nutrition, you have to improve your health. It's a principle. There's no arguing that. That's immutable. That'll stand up in a court of law, right? Improve your nutrition, improve your life. You are what you eat. So Rhonda, that happened for you.
Hey, yes, thanks, Dave. I'm so glad to be on. Thank you and welcome, everyone. I'm Rhonda Collier. I live in Bel Air, Florida now. And back in 2002, I was introduced to this amazing miracle called Isagenix in my life. And my ex-boss had called me up and he was so excited. He's the author of Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus for anyone in that era. And he was down 20 pounds, Dave, and he was like lit up like a Christmas tree. He was like, Rhonda, he's like, I found it. I found it. I found the fountain of youth. I found it. It's going to change everyone's lives. He's like, do me a favor. He's like, will you try this nutrition and tell me what it does for you? And I was like, okay. And he's like, and if you love it, I'll show you how you can make some retirement income, because he knew in that moment, he saw the future. He knew that he was really into natural health. He had done everything. His mom had the only natural health store in Texas, when he was a kid. He was brought up on natural health. So he knew everything. He had tried everything. He had used everything. And when he found this, he knew it was going to change the lives of millions of people because it works and it's proven and it's simple and it's natural. So I jumped in. I said I couldn't wait to try it because you could see my picture. I needed to let go of some fluff, you guys. I used to be able to drop 10 pounds like that, and that stopped. And I was really frustrated. I mean, I was up in the morning, every morning, getting dressed, and none of my clothes were fitting. I was running out of energy at noon after drinking a pot of coffee in the morning. And I just was miserable, really, in how I looked and how I felt. And I was eating healthy. I was exercising. I was doing all the supplements, and I still felt that way. And so I jumped in. I had miraculous experience just like John did. And for the past 22 years, we've been sharing this information, and we're so excited about what's possible for each and every one of you on the Zoom today.
Yeah, we could say really, and this is no exaggeration, and it's probably even an understatement. It's the simplest thing we've ever done to get the best results we've ever got.
Yep.
I love that. I love that little phrase that we came up with. And today, people are not feeling it. They are not celebrating as they're running the bases, right? People are complaining. People are hurting. They're depressed. They're looking for escape. And we have a solution. You're hearing a big movement going on right now, with some political leaders about, finally exposing what we've been working on exposing for over 20 years now. But we have the solution. We're not just exposing it and talking about it. We've been helping people for, over 2 decades. And look at this, 74% of adults are obese, 50% of children. That's 30 pounds or more overweight. And for every 5 extra pounds, it's like pumping your blood to the moon and back in a week on your heart, the extra work that it has to do. And that's only 5 pounds. No wonder cardiovascular disease is the #1 killer. 18% of teens have fatty liver disease. What's even going on there? They're not drinking alcohol as a pre-teenager or a young teenager. And 77% of adults are unfit to serve in the military, mostly for issues relating to nutritional bankruptcy and the health problems that that causes, some mental issues, which is, it's all nutritional. 50% of adults are pre-diabetic, 1 in 2. 30% of teens are diabetic, pre-diabetic, cancer skyrocketing in the old and the young. So look at autism. It was 1 in 10,000 back in 1980, and now it's 1 in 36. This ultra processed food and the bastardizing of our soils. In the soils, what's happening is you don't have the nutritional value there anymore. These are 8 different minerals that are non-existent in the soil. There's a couple like calcium and zinc. Oh, there's a little bit there, but not enough to supply the body with what it needs. There's about 90 different micro and macronutrients you need at every meal. They're not optional. And if you're not getting them, there's 3 things that's happening. Your body's not getting fueled. So you're not celebrating as you're running the bases because you're not getting the brain chemistry. You're not getting the digestive systems going. Your cardiovascular. Defend, can't get the bad stuff out, and it can't repair. It can't repair the problems that are starting to arise from the lack of nutrition. 3 things. Nutrition should be our number one priority. It has been for me ever since I've learned it, and I found an easy solution. It's profound, but it's easy. So look what happens to people's health. They develop these diseases. What's the opposite of fuel, defend, and repair? Get sick and unhealthy and die. So this is a serious issue. Rhonda, combined, we probably have done over 20,000 presentations. I know I'm probably approaching 10,000 presentations on Isagenix. So this was me, and it all started, when you have a passion like this, I've been doing it for 20 years now. And when you're passionate like this for 20 years, it's usually because something very profound happens personally in your own life. And that's what happened for me. I was praying for God to take my life. Nothing was working. I wasn't suicidal. I was just like, God, help me find a solution or take me. I was in survival mode. It was like walking through quicksand every day up to my chest, mentally and physically. And I never gave up. I was trying. I was doing the right things. I was eating. I was, eating right. I was juicing. I was supplementing. I was exercising. And it still wasn't working. Like you, Rhonda, it's so frustrating. And then Isagenix was introduced, 36 years old here, 4 months later, or no, that's 25 days later. This is 4 months later. Changed my life, my energy, my mental clarity. I stopped drinking rock stars and energy drinks and soda and, donuts. And I just don't even crave that stuff anymore. It's like, why would I eat that? I don't want it. I guess you could force me to eat it, but it would be against my own desires. So everything changed for me because everything changed on the inside. Ever hear the biblical principle, as on the inside, so on the outside? Well, we get to choose our thoughts, but we also get to choose what we put in our bodies. And man, it's just changed my life. And I've been on a mission for no other reason than to help other people feel what I felt. There's so much value in what we're feeling. And these were the 3 products that I used back then. Call them the pillars of health. Now we've added more pillars of health. We're going to touch on a couple of these in more depth, and then we're going to hit some of them lightly. And then we go into more depth on some of these others that are very profound, like the NAD recharge, like on Thursdays. But this one, we're going to cover it all, right? We're going to go for the record here, Rhonda. So let's talk about our shake and protein.
Okay, Dave, you just shared such vital, life-saving information with people. Our food is nutrient deficient. All you got to do is Google that. You're going to get an education beyond, anything, right? This is the information age. 22 years ago, this information was not available, but now it is. Our food is nutrient deficient. This is why our formulator created our Isagenix shake. It is the perfect protein superfood for today's nutritional needs. It gives us all the minerals, all the proteins, all the carbs, all the enzymes, all the prebiotics, all the probiotics, all the vitamins from a whole food organic source, no synthetic. Now, we have a doctor called Dr. Paul Arciero. He is a professor of nutrition. He has been teaching and studying nutrition for over 40 years. And he's published over something like 90 clinical published peer-reviewed studies on nutrition. So when we went to the university, we hired the university to do an independent study, and he was the one who did the study. And here's what happened. He was so blown away by our results. You can see them in the bottom here. 4 times more fat loss, 4 times more increased lean muscle mass. By the way, that doesn't happen when people go on a diet. two times more increased metabolism and three times more toxins released. We'll talk about that in a moment. But when he saw the difference between eating healthy and using our system, the shakes as part of our system, he saw these results. He literally did not believe the results when they came back. He made his scientists, his team, and himself go back and double, triple check everything because it was unheard of. No one has ever accomplished what we have accomplished with changing people's metabolic health, period. It's scientifically proven. So let's talk about some case studies. And the shake is just one part. We're going to cover the three parts today.
Oh, so well said, Rhonda. Let's listen to Dr. Paul talk about this guy's results. And this is a 4-month result that he's talking about. It was 6 months. And like it says here, no exercise was allowed for both groups.
He was 62. He had the greatest change in body weight loss, body fat loss, visceral fat loss, and gut remodeling. This is his gut remodeling right here that I'm showing you. We followed him because he lost 105 pounds in 120 days. His doctor called me and she said, this is unbelievable. I've been working with this patient for over 30 years. He's tried every diet known to humans, and he's never had this type of a response. His liver enzymes, his kidney enzymes, his blood work, he's reversed his diabetes. And I know, many of you aren't able to say this, but I can because I documented it in the study. He reversed his diabetes. He reversed his high blood pressure. He reversed his high blood lipids. All of those. Amazing. I'm going to end here because I think this brings it all home. Look at his gut in the picture on the left. This is in 4 months, 120 days. He lost 105 pounds. He reduced his body fat drastically. His waist circumference just fell off. His blood sugar, again, he was diabetic. He went from non-diabetic. He was hypertensive to non-hypertensive. Total weight, fat, and visceral fat loss was upwards of 58% improvement. Gut microbial diversity was a 25% increase. And then the reduction in GI symptoms was 55%.
So that's all about, like, all roads lead from the gut to the body, right? And he was so blown away at the microbiome and how our nutrition literally supported a healthy gut, unlike a whole food diet, which you would think is the best, right? So he's going to go over 3 myths now that we hear in dieting. And in the 1980s, the cigarette companies knew their day was up. Too much negative advertising for smoking with the health effects. Prior to that, doctors were promoting cigarettes. So were athletes, right? Like, it helps you in your game. Yeah, right. So what they did is they bought food companies and they started paying under the table these professors, and they corrupted them, and they corrupted the USDA and the FDA, and they literally turned the food pyramid upside down from protein to carbs and sugar. And go figure why we're where we're at today, right? So he's going to give the 3 myths that really take that head on, but he's not doing it out of spite or out of an agenda. He's doing it based on the clinical studies that he's done with human beings, peer-reviewed human clinical trials.
I need people committed to this as a lifelong lifestyle journey, not a 30-day and done, not a 9 or 11-day and done. Not a temporary, transient in and out, but things that we would do for the rest of our lives to optimize our health. Why would you want to go anywhere else? It doesn't make any sense to me why anyone would want to not be a part of Isagenix or leave if they have been. Calories in equals calories out. Exercise more and eat less. It's this slogan that we've kind of hung up on every door of every healthcare provider in the world, that the solution to obtaining health is just to eat less and exercise more. And nothing is diametrically opposing in the human body than those two concepts. If you want to extinct a species, you want to demand that it move more and it consume nourishment less. So why we would expect that for a human is a little bit crazy. It's totally irrational. It's totally nonsensical, and I don't understand it. So that's the biggest myth that I've never understood. We walk around telling people as healthcare providers that, it's simple to get healthier, just eat less and move more. No, that would be the exact recipe that you would provide to somebody who you would want to achieve the greatest level of disease and unhealth. That's number one. Number two would be we eat too much protein. Nothing is further from the truth. We're on a completely downward trajectory since 1970 in terms of the quantity of protein we eat. Number three would be whole food is all we need to obtain optimal health. That's just simply far-fetched misinformation. Our food supply is just not capable of providing us optimal nourishment right now because we've depleted the soil, we've inundated it with toxins at every level of water, air, and soil. And so we need to look to things that have been properly constructed and produced and formulated to provide optimal nourishment.
Okay, so I love that we have the science, Rhonda, but we also have the observationals, and we know a lot of these people in these pictures, right? And so Jeff and Susan and Kenya and Jill and Dr. Noonan, I mean, just incredible. And these are the things that I really enjoy is being able to watch people's lives transform. I mean, Jane, she's posting about it all the time, how old she is and how it's changed her life. But what I believe, in each of these pictures, and some of them we know, and that is the case, is that they were working out before the after picture. And a lot of people were working out harder before than when they started getting on Isagenix and getting these amazing results. And so, again, with the observationals, this is the paychecks of the heart when you get to see other people's lives that you shared this with, change so profoundly. Dr. David Noonan's back was so hurt, and go figure, he's a chiropractor, right? His spine had issues and he was in pain. Gets on Isagenix and he's rocking it. Bill Foster, Malcolm shared with Bill, that's a 6-month transformation. Totally, he's 69 here, he's 74 now, and he's working out. He's up to bench pressing 315 pounds. He wants to break the world record for somebody over 70. My results, I'm 36 there. I'm 28 there. I'm 50 there. That's, in June, that'll be 7 years ago. Heather, she's now a health coach, after releasing over 125 pounds in less than a year. And she has abs. Wendy, who was meal prepping, working out, supplementing, her body wasn't responding. Like so many of us, she just wrote it off to getting older or some kind of excuse, right? She gets on Isagenix and has never competed before in her life. And now she starts competing because she's having amazing results. And in this community, other people were doing it for the first time. 3-time world champion, all natural professional bodybuilder. Whoop, 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 right? So amazing. I mean, the story after story. Chase, here's a young teenager, couldn't put on the muscle. In the clinical study, we put on 4 times more muscle with no exercise. There was a kid over my house last night. He signed up. He got ready to go. He's younger. He's 21. He wants to put on more muscle, wants to lean out. This is my BNI guy. He came over with them. He's the one that shared it with them. And that's a 30-day transformation. Bill Foster qualified to get the lungs that he wasn't qualifying to get after 4 years of being on Isagenix, out of the hospital in 13 days at Stanford University. Off the charts, outlier. Nobody's ever recovered that fast and hey, go home in 13 days. Rhonda, and Jeff Beebe. I know Debbie's on here. I don't know if Jeff is. I'm going to check in and get a few of you guys to share your stories real quick. Jeff's coming up on 65 here and still looks like that. Kenya, down 530 pounds now. Isagenix, People Magazine, 2018. I think we had 3 people from Isagenix. It was morbidly obese, people that were 500 pounds or more. We had 3 people from Isagenix. One of them was 300 pounds. Kenya was 439, but she's down 530 pounds now. My kids, my grandkids. So one more story here. I'm going to toss it over to you, Rhonda, just to, so much we could say about these things. But Sarah was living close to the hospital in case she needed to rush over there real quick and get a transfusion to save her life. And she wasn't getting better. Crystal shared with her 1 year, and then here's the following year. She's been on Isagenix about 4 or 5 years now. Look at the most recent picture, last month. Talk about the billboard of health. Does this look like the billboard of health over here on the left? No. Now she's kayaking, hiking, running. Real quick, let me just, I saw, oh, there's Jeff. Let me make you a co-host, Jeff. I know you got your buddy on here. Where did Ron go? Is it Ron?
No, Roy.
Roy. Yeah, I saw him on here earlier. I don't know if he's still here. I
Yeah, he
think I'm
is.
on the wrong thing.
Let's have him
Oh,
share his
there's
story
Roy.
too. But
How many
guys,
pounds are you down? Well, let's go him real quick. Just since we're, talking about these amazing results. How many pounds are you down, Roy?
As of this morning, 124 pounds.
Woohoo! It was like 110 or 12 last week. That is so awesome.
It just keeps falling off.
Yeah, congratulations. How'd that feel?
It's a lot of the aches and pains have gone away. The flexibility or the freedom of movement is a big thing that I'm noticing now, aside from the fact that I've got to get a whole new wardrobe because my pants and my shorts are, if I don't have a belt, they're falling off. It's absolutely amazing. I'm getting my BB bumps and I'm gonna have my abs before celebration for sure.
Nice.
Thanks
Awesome.
to Jeff.
Thanks, Roy. Awesome. Jeff, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
hey, this is what excites us right here, guys, to see that we can impact somebody's life like this. This is what it's all about. And I'm just so grateful that I said yes when I did, because my beautiful wife, I was a skeptic for a whole year. I wouldn't jump on it. I've always been in great shape and I lost it. I blew up 60 pounds because of stress in my life. And I released 28 pounds my first month. I released 60 pounds in 4 months. I went from a 38-inch waist to a 31-inch waist in the best shape of my life. You saw my photo there. And I will never stop sharing these products because of stuff like that Roy just showed.
Yeah.
Shared. If we didn't share blessings, lives wouldn't be changed like this. So grateful for all of you guys. And I highly recommend this product to everybody in the world.
Yeah, so amazing. Thanks, Jeff. Connie, let's finish with you. You share this. Most people don't like to share their age, but we love to share our age in Isagenix because we're aging backwards, right? And Connie, I love the story where somebody didn't believe that you were skipping steps when you were going up the steps in your 80s, right? You want to share that story?
Yeah, thanks, Dave. So I posted about my health and how grateful I was and everything about it. And I said I skip upstairs now 2 at a time. And somebody commented in my post and said, "I don't believe you. Show me." And so I said, okay. So I had Bob record me going up the stairs, and I posted it, and she said, "I really believed you. I just wanted to see it." I'll be 82 in May, and these products have so totally, completely changed my life. I don't know that if my health would have sustained itself on its own without the proper nutrition, minerals, trace minerals. I was missing all that stuff in my body. I didn't have it. I didn't know what I didn't know.
Yeah.
And so it changed my life totally and completely. Forever grateful.
I love what Mark Twain says. It's not what you know that's hurting you. It's what you know for sure that just isn't so.
Yeah.
And these food manufacturers, they're so deceptive. If you start reading the studies where people are literally checking them and calling them out, they don't have what they say are in it, even in the supplements. So, if you're willing to accept that, then you can move forward and start doing some things. I mean, you could even take Isagenix skeptically and you still get the results, right? And it's awesome because we have a 30-day money back guarantee. Well, thanks you guys for sharing. Rhonda, let's talk about what's going on with our food and how Isagenix addresses this.
Well, absolutely. So, we're so busy. A lot of people are having to resort to eating packaged foods and, fast foods and refined foods. And what's happening, of course, is that further depletes our bodies, right? Our whole foods are missing nutrients. Okay. And then our packaged foods are filled with toxins and chemicals, basically, that are very, very acidic to the body. And so, again, like you heard the doctor say, it's not about eating less and exercising more. It is about getting the right nutrients into your body and helping your body detox and helping your body deal with stress. And we're going to talk about those things. And so when you start, what you're going to do is you're going to replace 2 meals a day with our shakes. And I was for sure that I could not do that. Okay. I was like, shakes for meals? Absolutely not. No way. I love eggs. I love salads for lunch. You know, I'm a foodie. I like savory taste. I don't want to shake for a meal. 22 years later, I run to my shake every day because my body is so happy to get the nutrition. So think about it this way. Don't think about it. Put it in your body. Let your body tell you. That's the only thing I can say is let your body tell you how it's going to work for you. When you go from acidic and missing nutrients to alkaline, what happens is you literally will never, ever, ever have to be on a diet again, ever, for the rest of your life. Your body is satiated. It has all that it needs. Your cravings change. Your appetites change. I tell people this is not a diet. This is absolutely superfood dense, comprehensive nutrition that is going to change your body. It is not a weight loss system. It has a side effect of healthy fat loss.
Yeah.
It's incredible. So that's homeostasis.
And the wonderful thing about this is we still get to eat. Me and my wife went to Chef Alfredo's yesterday and I got the meatball trio and a uva salad. It was amazing. Pretty healthy. Even the meatball trio is pretty healthy, but a little bit on the indulging side. But I got my 2 shakes in. Remember, nutrition helps to defend and repair. And sometimes we'll eat things because we just want to, right? And it doesn't like, oh man, I just put 5 pounds back on. I really screwed up. I'm such a loser, right? That doesn't happen in Isagenix. The nutrition takes care of it. So I just make sure it goes on. If your Isagenix goes on vacations with you, type a 7 in the chat box, you guys, and then put how many years you've been on Isagenix and what's your favorite flavor. All right, we could talk about this all day, but we're going for a record here today. So let's go on, whole food vitamins. In the 1920s, they started processing food because the faster paced lifestyle in cities. And what they did is they processed these micronutrients out. And because they're so fragile, there's something called a vitamer. This is a new word. We have vitamin, but that's not the same thing. Vitamer is the molecular structures that make up the vitamin. And in B6, there's 6 different vitamers. And they're very susceptible to damaging and decaying once they leave the safety of the plant cell, because the cell membrane is protecting it from free radicals, oxidation, all that stuff. And so whenever you squeeze orange juice, the vitamin C vitamers, how many's in vitamin C? 2. It's only gonna last about 24 hours. Those vitamers are gone. They decayed. So you drink the orange juice, yeah, it might taste great, but you're not getting any vitamin C. And what happens when you don't get vitamin C? Scurvy. Guess what? In the 1920s, they were getting scurvy. I had no idea. I thought it was just the pirates. And they were getting something called pellagra, which starts out as a rash, but it will progress into death. So the government stepped in, said, you're killing people, you got to put the vitamins back in. Well, they don't stay. Well, they came up with lab-made vitamins, synthetic, and they only cover one dynamic in each area. It prevented death, like instant death, but it didn't promote optimal health because you need all of the vitamins. So the more processed food you're eating, the less vitamins you're getting. Now you just compounded the problem. It took us 5 years, millions of dollars, working with labs across the country to figure this problem out. The first time in 100 years, nobody's ever done it, sustaining the whole food vitamin so that it can maintain in a supplement. And boy, do you feel the difference. It's like turning up that rheostat on a light where it gets brighter and brighter. People are noticing in their gut, they're noticing with their brain. I really noticed it in my brain turning up. So this is a breakthrough. Nobody's ever done it in 100 years, you guys. And I love that about Isagenix. And it's in our shake. No more synthetics, which you used to have to use. Whole food vitamins, Rhonda. Anything you want to add to that?
Just total game changer. I challenge anyone to try to find a shake that has everything in it ours does. As a matter of fact, I'll give you $100. Anyone who can find a shake that's got what our shakes have in it, I'll give you $100. It doesn't.
Amino acid profile, right?
Yes, the amino acids, all the nutrients, all the enzymes, all the prebiotics, all the probiotics, all the organic whole food supplement vitamins. So it doesn't exist out there. This is why we're getting these results.
So let's talk about cleansing. I'm doing it today. And I love how it makes me feel. I'd never done it before. I'd never even heard of cleansing. I was a mechanic. I was cleaning my hands in toxins. So talk about cleansing here, Rhonda.
Okay, so if you look at the screen here on the left, I mean, it's obvious, our water, our air, our food, all these things used to be clean and they're not anymore. We have massive, massive toxins and chemicals in our environment, and we all know that, especially the food. They're just spraying poison on our food. They're putting poison into our food. And so we have to address the buildup of toxins in the body. If we don't address the buildup of toxins in the body, we're not going to be able to get to that homeostasis, get that body back into a state of complete internal health. So again, our shakes replace all the nutrients that are missing in our Western diet. Easy, 2 shakes a day. Never, ever, 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 ever miss your second shake, you guys. You don't want to be nutrient deficient, even if you have to have that shake before bed. It's okay. Have a shake for breakfast, go out, enjoy your day, before bed. Make sure you get that second shake in, because you are going to replace all those nutrients that are being missed. And we're addressing that with the shakes. Now, the next thing we address is cleansing, getting toxins out of our body. We call it nutritionally supported intermittent fasting, AKA cleanse days. Dave, talk a little bit about the liver and how it's not able to process it all. It processes toxins for us, but it's not able to do all of it.
This is part of the defending part of micro and macronutrients, right? Helping the body to defend. The nutrients don't defend you. The nutrients supply the organs with what they need so that the organs are defending your liver, your colon, your lymphatic system. And we're sourcing our nutrients from all over the world, Russia, the Himalayas, New Zealand. The New Zealand farmers are awesome. And the South America, right? And we bring them in and we condense them. And this has over 100 active ingredients, botanicals, aloe vera, burdock root, podiarco, licorice root. I mean, some pretty amazing stuff in there to support the organs that other cultures had already figured out, right? And they're doing it, like the Hutus in the Himalayas, where they live to be 125 and they're active. So when toxins get in right now, since we're not being fueled, the toxins get into the other side of the liver, and they get distributed to your organs, which is not a good thing. Well, the body's mechanism is stored in fat. And we were talking about this from 2002, and doctors were poo-pooing us. I remember, like, even Dr. Oz, you don't need to support your body to cleanse. It does it itself. Well, yeah, it does it itself, but you got to get at the nutrients. We were ahead of the times back in 2002. Well, finally, they caught up with us. Science did. And this is a fat cell on the cover of Newsweek magazine. That little red thing is a toxin. I put these little skulls in there. So the little red thing is a toxin. And it says, yeah, it'll store it in the fat, and then your body won't let go of the fat. But in a body that's getting the right nutrients, it'll send it, the liver will catch it and send it to the kidneys by putting a little water-soluble substance around things that are not metabolized by the body. And then it's out the urine. Remember, in our clinical study, we released 300% more toxins than a whole food diet. Okay, so imagine if you're not eating a whole food diet 24/7, you're eating all this other stuff, and we're all exposed. In your mattress, you're breathing in fire retardant, right? And in your car, and all of these different chemicals, microplastics. We've been talking about that since 2002. Now, for some reason, like, microplastics are like the big craze of, like, oh, we know this now, right? No, we've always known it. So let's get the microplastics out by supplying the body. So what happens when we go on a diet, we calorie restrict. 100% of calorie restricted diets fail. And if you're on one for a long term, you start having health issues like Dr. Paul was saying. So when you go on a diet, you're not getting the calories through your mouth, so your body goes to the fat cells, because fat is stored energy. When it takes that energy from the fat cell, it shrinks the fat cell and releases the toxins that are tucked away. Now they're floating around the bloodstream. Your body knows that. It's intelligent. It's breathing you right now and keeping you alive. So it's going to try and keep you alive from toxins. How does it do that? Doesn't let you lose any more fat. That's called the plateau. I hit it at only 5 pounds lost. Why? Because I was so toxic as a mechanic. I literally washed my hands in gasoline. I didn't know what was absorbing into my body. So this is why they invented liposuction. Well, if it won't come off, we'll just suck it out. Get the vacuum, right? And let's suck it out. It doesn't work. So when your willpower wears off and you get frustrated, you eat something, to supply more calories, and you gain the weight right back. It's called the yo-yo diet. And you never get where you wanted to be. And usually it brings back friends, right? So you weigh more than when you started. That's where I was at. I was at the plateau. working my butt off, eating super clean, ornery all the time. Somebody introduced Isagenix to my wife. I said no. If you said no the first time, type a 1 in the chat box. If you said no to Isagenix the first time it was offered, there's a lot of people who were praying and they said no to the thing. Bill Foster, the guy that got the lungs, he said no. So over 100 active ingredients. I put it in my body just like I was coached. I released 27 pounds in 25 days with no exercise. Dr. Paul was absolutely right. Flood the body with nutrition. So Isagenix is a 1-2 punch. Think of it that way, a right and then a left. Flood the body with the nutrition that you need when you eat, and then flood the body with what you need today to get the bad stuff out. And I cleanse. It's a way of life now. Like I said, I'm doing it today. And you're drinking lots of water. It's been 20 years for me now. I need to update that. And you just ate the cleanse throughout the day. I'll do it 4 times. I'm eating other little snacks. I love the bone broth on a cleanse day. So good, right? So, we're just going to keep moving right along now. Even though that's like 2 of the biggest things, let's keep going. Ionic.
Okay, this is great, Dave. So you got the shakes. They handle the missing nutrients in your body. You've got the cleanse. It helps push the toxins out of your body. The third thing that makes it all work is this thing called Ionic Supreme. It's adaptogens. And adaptogens are nature's answer to stress. When your body is in a state of stress, it cannot heal. Let me say that again. When your body is in a state of stress, it cannot heal itself. And this product, again, over 100 active ingredients. I think we could have built a multi-billion-dollar company just on this product alone. You simply need to take 1 ounce a day. It's nature's answer to stress. It helps calm down the response to stress in your body. And what'll happen is more focus, more natural energy, better moods, less inflammation. Like, it is a miraculous drink. It's also loaded with B vitamins. And so this product will help you feel better during the day. I've got mamas that call me up like, oh my gosh, I'm like the best mom now. Like, I've got CEOs that are like, I'm handling stress so much better. I've got construction workers that are like, my joints don't hurt anymore because of this one product right here. So it's the 3 punch, guys. Number 1, shakes, nutrients. Number 2, cleanse, toxins. And number 3, adaptogens, ionics for stress. This is how we get the miraculous results.
Very easy to take 1 ounce. I think you might have said that already. 1 ounce in the morning, 1 ounce at night. I love the powder. I just throw the powder right in my shake. So this is probably one of the greatest breakthroughs of our time, telomeres and DNA. I really go into depth on this on Thursday nights. It's one of my biggest passions. I was actually mentored by the geneticist, put together a presentation. He's all, Dave, that's the best presentation I've ever seen. You've made something really complicated, easy to understand. And I started traveling the country lecturing with him. It was incredible. And what we're seeing in the way of results because of this product. So I'm just going to go through it pretty quick because we are not going to break our record. But anyway, chromosomes, when the telomere, which is the red tape I used on this rope, when the telomeres get shorter and shorter and shorter, bad things happen to your health. How about every degenerative disease? So this is the culmination of what we've been talking about, the acidity, the lack of nutrition. It's all affecting our telomeres in our cells. I had never heard of a telomere before. Well, he identified human telomerase, and he believed that it could heal this process that's happening and causing these negative effects. In fact, this is from his book, and he called it Curing Aging, because in 1997, he proved that enzyme could reverse the effects to our DNA and our telomeres. And he said, if we could do that to this guy in all of his cells, his body would then reflect what the inside is saying, and he would go back to his mid to late 20s physically. Very simple math. What's on the inside, so on the outside. And if it's information that you're missing, malfunctions. There they are. Restore the information, no more malfunctions, even on a physical level. And I can't tell you the results that we've seen from people who have been using this product. It's one of my biggest passions. I'm passionate about all of it, right? But this is like next level science and nutrition. So Thursday nights, we really go into depth on that. And I would strongly encourage you, if you can on Thursday night, or ask questions about it. I have videos recorded on it. We're going to keep going. Collagen. How important is collagen, Rhonda?
It's only the most important protein in our body. So yeah, it'd be the most important thing to add in addition to our three-step system. Obviously, our skin is our largest organ. So when you start to see your skin more hydrated, more plump, more healthy, what does that tell you, right? It tells you that your body is getting healthier, right? So these are our before and afters. They're really miraculous. People have a hard time really believing that these are true. I know these people. These are not these are not pictures that have been adjusted in any way, shape, or form. We take our before and afters very seriously. And this is something you can easily add into your program. I take it every day. Here's mine. I just shake it, drink it. It's in a glass bottle. 5 grams of marine-based protein, or excuse me, 5 grams of marine-based collagen. And it is collagen peptides. And we bottle it in 2 seconds. And I just want you to know that there's lots of collagen out there, but our collagen is processed in 2 seconds and put into a glass bottle. Oxygen downregulates collagen. So you want to get the best, you want to get this one, the collagen elixir.
Yeah, it's a market disruptor, just like our Harmonia is going to be, right?
Yeah.
So the bottom line, and Debbie, I want you to come on here in a second. I guarantee, even the 21-year-old last night, I said, dude, where'd you eat last? And he said, McDonald's. And I'm like, oh, dude, you can't do that, right? And he's like, I know. And I'm like, how much did you pay? He said it was $15. And then I have this in a little flip chart. It's actually right here. I have this folder and this same slides in my flip chart, right? And so I showed him it and I'm like, yeah, this is a $15 meal right here. Look at our shake. It's $3.92. I said, how many meals could you have? He must have been pretty good with math because he said like 4. Like I would have been, I don't know. Let me get my calculator out, So I've been telling people since 2006 that you're going to save money. Back then it was about $100. Now I'm guaranteeing, and I say, look, we could have any guarantee we want because it's unconditional. I'm guaranteeing people, if you replace 2 meals a day, you'll save over $300 a month. You'll have an extra $300 because our meal is less expensive. And people think they're going to spend more money or they have to spend extra money. No, this is a real meal replacement. And so you're just switching out where you're getting your groceries. Isagenix delivers it right to your door. And we crush it in all the areas. But if you did 2 meals a day for 28 days, that's $220. I was sharing with another guy earlier that day who came over to my house and he said, I spend $200 a week on, and that's not even everything I need because I have stuff at home still that contributes to my grocery consumption, right? But he says it's easily $200. And so it's crazy with inflation. So this really helps out the pocketbook as well. It'll make your pocketbook fatter while it's making you leaner, right? So, and look at macaroni and cheese from Walmart, because you can get a cheaper meal than $15. When me and my wife went to Chef Alfredo's, and they have a lunch special like most restaurants, they want to get people in there during the day. It was $33 before the tip. And that was just like a lunch special, right? Yeah, real special. So $3.43 for ready to eat macaroni and cheese. We're $3.92. What is that, like 50 cents more or 49 cents? Did I get that right? You guys, this is not food. And you're going to eat more because you're not satiated because there's no nutrition in it. And you're probably going to have unhealthy things like soda and chips. Think you're eating Sun Chips because you think they're healthy, right? It's crazy. We really address what I believe is the biggest global challenge, feeding the body the nutrients that it has to have. So Debbie, you've been doing nutrition and fitness and Molly and all that stuff for years, and you had health issues, and Isagenix just was a blessing in your life. Do you want to kind of close us out here?
Oh my gosh. So happy International Women's Day, everybody.
Harmonia.
I would be amiss if I didn't say Harmonia all day long. Come on. Men and women, who do you know help a girl out? Come on. That's exciting to me. That paired with our nutrition, paired with, yes, Rhonda, that collagen. I mean, it's everything. And Dave, you're talking about the prices of meals, getting leaner, right? You can have these meals with Isagenix and get leaner, but let's talk about, you can have all your health. It's all about that, because if you're buying those, anything you're eating out, you're not getting your health. So that's what I really go for when I talk to people. I'm like, you're spending this amount of money and you could spend less and make money, and you're getting your health back. Like, that's the most important thing. And then I
You're
have
blowing me. I just got to say real quick though, you're
yeah,
blowing me away. You and Jeff are almost in your mid 60s, right? Connie's
yeah.
in her 80s. Oh my gosh, right? We're aging backwards.
Isagenix, baby, Isagenix, you know, and here's another thing with Isagenix, and you were talking about the calories in, calories out, and all that whole thing. If you guys remember talking about that, when people go on diets and then they lose weight and then they go off their diet and they gain weight and then they do it again and they do it again. And did you know your metabolism takes double the time to reset every time you do that? And with Isagenix, it's why we get results. It's the minerals and the nutrients that go in our body. We get the results, and we don't have that metabolism reset because we're now fueling our body with what it needs the way God intended it. So I'm just fired up, Dave. I listen to you and literally my leg is doing this. Like,
Right.
I'm ready to go. I'm going to go network Women's Day today out in the Valley. I'm going to go network and invite to an event and just educate people on what we have. But you had the picture of the packs up there. You know, we've got the best of the best. The systems are here for us, systems that synergistically work together. Like the Ultimate Pack has everything that anybody could ever need to get started. We call it our starter kit. All of these are our starter kits, right? And it's $19 a day. What was that icky meal? 15 something for one meal? And you're not getting leaner and you're not getting your health, right? And then we've got the value pack, most popular pack, $21 a day. It's also got everything for 30 days. This right here is, again, our most popular pack. And it is what I think we all started on. Jeff started on, what I started on. And then we've got the premium pack, right? It's $13 a day. It's whatever fits in somebody's budget. They just got to get started. They just got to get a start. And then you can go out and share with a couple of people, get your pack paid for. Like, Isagenix is so generous that they reward us with, I don't know what you want to call it, a bonus, a kickback, whatever you want. It's kind of like DirecTV or Costco or whatever. Refer somebody and boom, you're going to refer to somebody's, right? And then help those two somebodies. And it's beautiful because then you're going to get your health for free.
Compounding health. How's that, you guys? You've all seen the penny doubled. Compounding health. I look at this, it didn't take me long to figure it out. In fact, from the stage in front of about 15,000 people, I said, I believe Isagenix is a divinely inspired company. It inspired and the owners agree. They say, like, we feel like we were born to do this. And so, you know, what a blessing. I call it a health ministry, but what a great blessing that Isagenix is. And if we could compound the health, we're not talking about the problems, we're talking about the solutions, and they work. So, yes. Rhonda, what do you want to say just in closing here before we dismiss everybody? And we were close to a record, but we missed it by a few minutes, but it's all right.
It's all right, you guys. Listen, just trust the process. You have 100% money back guarantee. You have nothing to lose. Try the products. That's my prayer for each and every one of you that are listening today. Try the products. Let the magic happen. Let your body tell you that this is amazing for you, not us, your body. So thank you for being on today. We are all absolutely on a mission. Yes, Dave.
Real quick, I just wanted to read Carla's quote from the chat. I don't know, because she took Harmonia last night, you guys. I don't know if it was just my luck, but I took my first dose of Harmonia last night and never woke up until 7 a.m.
Nice. Me too. My first night. Congratulations.
Oh, really?
Carla.
Oh, wow. Carrie took it this morning. Now, they do say take it at the same time every day, right?
Yep.
And it's 2 pills every day. All right, you guys, we got this. We can make it so people are celebrating as they're going around the bases, right? They don't need a pitch runner, right? They're going to run the bases themselves. So you are what you eat, and we've got the ticket, you guys. So the golden ticket, like on Willy Wonka, we got it. There's not a limited amount. We have an unlimited amount. So with that, I'm going to unmute, and you guys can give a shout out, and we'll see you next week. Let's get more people on here. Let's max it out. There we go. See you guys. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
1, 2, 3, Isagenix. Yeah.
Absolutely
Thanks,
Thank you.
fabulous.
Thank
Fabulous.
you.
You guys.
That's what
You
it's
guys
all
are
called.
awesome.
Talk to somebody.
Congratulations, Roy.
Have a good night, guys.